guys, welcome to another episode of Boss Up and Glow Up with Lexi Sample. I don't know why, but I feel like I look like freaking Peter Pan in this shirt. But whatever, we're comfy cozy. We're just gonna sit down and talk our shit for a minute. And in this podcast, we are always talking about how to level the fuck up, how to be your best self, and just how to improve your life and your mindset. And it's just a self-help podcast. So I hope I can be your therapist. It's free therapy, y'all. Like, free therapy. We all need it. We all need therapy. So tune in and let's chat. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about to master the art of detachment. Detaching can be so hard because we get so attached to things, people, etc., etc. We get easily attached. We need to detach from worries, doubts, past mistakes, and other people's opinions. This is key to manifesting your desires and your dream life, since it allows the universe to bring them to you because you're not focusing on all the worries. You're letting it come to you naturally. You need to allow others to be who they are and accept it, because people are going to be who they're going to be. They're not going to change just because you ask them to. We need to stop trying to change external factors. We cannot change people. We cannot change things. The only thing we can change is our mindset and ourselves, because we're not going to be able to detach if we're trying to control every outcome. And honestly, being uncertain is just the reality of life. Things are going to end. Things might not go as planned. You have something planned for you and it might not work. It might not work out, and that's fine. You need to embrace your mistakes and loss and pain, as they're going to happen naturally. It happens to everybody. Just because you're going through a bad moment right now does not mean it's the end of the world, does not mean you aren't worthy. It doesn't mean anything, but you need to learn something. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is a lesson. Think about that. When something goes wrong, think of it like, how can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? You need to embrace your negative emotions and just view them as opportunities to learn and to grow rather than victimizing yourself. Detach from expectations and trust that the universe is there working in your favor. Even when things go wrong, not everything is gonna go as planned. My life was a fucking tumbleweed of a mess, and that's fine. But guess what? I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't go through everything that I went through. You know what I mean? We all have setbacks, quote unquote, but that means we're learning something. We need to take every setback is an opportunity for growth and learning, and we need to detach from especially other people's opinions. And when things happen to us, a lot of times we tend to dwell on the past and kind of like just get stuck in the past, and you don't move on to the present. There is no time like now. If we are stuck on the past, how are we going to grow? We need to detach from all of our past doubts. Stop worrying about every little thing. Yes, it's okay to be cautious and nervous, but sitting around and worrying that something's going to go wrong with every single thing that you do, that is prolonging your success and your growth, because you're so scared of something that hasn't even happened yet. You're so scared of future things or things that happened in the past that are going to affect your future. You're just scared of something that didn't even exist yet. Why are we doing that? Why are we so attached to things that hasn't happened yet? And a lot of times we're attached to other people's opinions too. If we're in a relationship, we're like, we need to act a certain way to make our person happy, or we are doing things just to have more friends. Like, we're doing things to prove ourselves to other people. For what? For what? Why are we so attached to what other people think about us? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. None of that fucking matters. The only thing that matters is who you are as a person, and worrying about other people's opinions, how your past went, being scared of things that haven't even happened yet is literally going to prolong your success and your future. You're never going to get to where you want to be if you're constantly in a state of worry and doubt and just stressing about what people think. Who the fuck cares? Because are they busting their ass to get to where you want to be? No, you do. You are. Focus on you. Stop worrying about what other people think. Stop worrying about the past. The past is the past. Now is now. There's no time like now. Detachment isn't being like cold or negative. It's about understanding that connections can end at any moment. They're not going to be forever. A lot of times you may not align with somebody. If you are friends with somebody and you guys don't have the same values, like if you're friends with someone all through high school and then you start growing up and you see yourself slowly drifting apart from each other and you feel like you're being rude to them because you know deep down you guys aren't aligning with your values and your goals, and you think you're being a bitch by just cutting them off. You're not being a bitch. Detachment is a part of life and it is normal. You are not going to work well with everyone for the rest of your life. Just because you were friends with somebody as a child and in high school doesn't mean you're going to be friends with them as an adult. Adult Lexi and high school Lexi are two fucking different Lexis. If we both had a conversation with each other, we would be so different. We probably wouldn't even like each other. We would not get along. And that's growth. That is maturing. And that's what happens as you get older. Just because you're detaching from somebody, that's honestly a good thing. It is the purest form of love. Don't cling on to expectations or to try to control outcomes. Don't force a friendship just because you were friends with each other for so long, because that does not matter. You are growing, you are maturing. When you are detaching from somebody and you're parting ways from somebody, that means you're maturing. You're not going to be on the same wave as everybody all the time. This even happens in family. A lot of people don't get along with their family, and that it's normal. Like, we are human. Everyone is human. Everyone has different beliefs, values, goals. We all have different goals. We need to align with people that fit those goals. Like, if you're not into going out all the time and you're really trying to focus on building a business, you're not going to want to hang around people that all they want to do is party. You're going to want to be around people who you can bounce ideas off of and build businesses and just grow and do that together. Like, I started joining book clubs because I honestly think reading is just so fun, and I want to align myself with people who enjoy reading, who enjoy working out. I want to hang out with people like that. So yes, I have gotten rid of some of my party friends, quote unquote. Like, a lot of the friends I had in college, we don't really talk to each other anymore. And that's not to say something went wrong in the friendship. Like, there's no beef. Like, there doesn't have to be beef just to detach from somebody. Everyone is going to detach. It's just growing up. That's what it means. You're growing up, you're maturing, and that is a good thing. If you are still stuck in your little circle from when you were a child, maybe you need to think back on it and be like, am I actually maturing? Do they fit these values? And if they do, that means you're growing on the same wave. That's awesome. But that is not usually the case. Like, everyone is on their own journey, on their own path, and they just detach from each other. And that is totally fine and totally normal. And it's okay. Don't think you're being a bitch just because you are detaching from someone you used to be close to, just because you know deep down you aren't aligning with each other anymore. That's okay. That's normal. You're not a bitch. You're just becoming mature and you're growing up. Now that we've touched on detachment in general and friendships, we need to touch on detachment in dating, because that one can be a little bit harder for people. And detachment in dating is about being deeply involved, caring for one another, and not becoming too attached, because that's where problems come in. Love doesn't hurt. If you're in love with somebody and you're not working out, that's not what's hurting you, because love does not hurt. It's attachment that hurts. Getting too attached is what hurts you in the long run. So we need to focus on loving our partners, but not fully relying on them, thinking we need people to be true to ourselves. Like, that is not how it is. We need to let go of chasing. We need to let go of any of that. And we need to get rid of all those fear mindsets. We're not going to fear that anymore. We cannot be afraid of love, because love does not hurt. When I got out of my relationship, I was like, oh my God, I am never dating again. That's bullshit. Men suck. Like, I don't want to do it. Love hurts. Love sucks. Meh. No, it doesn't. My therapist constantly would drill in my ear and my brain that it wasn't that I loved him that was hurting me. Because she honestly, truly doesn't believe that I loved him. And looking back on it, I don't think I loved him either. I was attached. That's why when she kept telling me, you are not in love, you are attached. Everything you were telling me, you do not love him. You are just attached to him. And looking back on it now, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I loved him. I think I was just attached. And that is where it gets unhealthy. And that is where it gets dangerous and it gets too obsessive. People are gonna be who they are once again. You cannot change them. You can't change people's behaviors, but you can change your mindset and you can stop getting so attached, because that is what's going to hurt you. And not getting so attached is all about self-control. It takes a lot. There's like no secret Krabby Patty formula to not get so attached. It takes the inner work to learn how to not get so attached to people. I had such bad attachment issues, okay? I was a very anxious, attached person. But going through therapy, getting on Prozac, watching podcasts, reading books, that's what actually helped me and taught me how to not be so attached and how to be in tune with my emotions. Because I was just letting my emotions control the fuck out of me. What I was constantly doing before was just stalking people's social media, like the people that have hurt me. I'm like, why am I stalking people that have hurt me? Why am I trying to see people who have hurt me? I need to just keep them on block and never look at their profiles again because I'm on my own social media for enjoyment. Why am I looking at profiles of people who have hurt me? Why am I doing that? I'm just hurting myself. Why? Because I'm attached. I'm attached to what happened. I'm attached to the person. We need to stop. Stop doing that. Do not stalk people who have hurt you. Even if it's an ex, you're like, I wonder what they're doing. I hope they're not talking to another girl or a guy, or I just hope they're sad, moping around. It's like, why? Why do we even care? We are done. That's it. Why should we give a fuck about what they're doing? We gotta stop doing that because doing that is just hurting us in the long run. And that's just proving our attachment problems. Because if we were in love, it wouldn't hurt like that. It would feel completely different. It wouldn't make us go insane like that. It's attachment. That's what does this. Love is a beautiful thing. Love is great. Love is caring for somebody. It's not obsessively freaking out and worrying about what they're doing. That is not love. You're just attached. And we need to stop romanticizing past relationships or loving the idea of somebody. That's a sign of not being okay in your own self and being alone. That is one huge thing. And that is what made me think I loved my ex because I created him to be this person who he definitely wasn't. And I know a lot of people can relate. A lot of people got into relationships and they had this idea of this person in their head and it wasn't who they were. They were dating a fictional character pretty much. They were dating the idea of this person and they thought that this person could be that and you tried to change that person to be who you created in your head and that's just not who they are. If you created your perfect partner in your head, you can't force someone to be that. You need to go find somebody else because that is not the person you want to be with. If you feel like you have to change somebody, they are not for you. If you try to change your partner's behavior, looks, attitudes, anything, any single thing you're trying to change about them, that means they are not the right person for you. If you want to change anything about them, that ain't it. If you truly love someone and you really want to be with somebody, you shouldn't want them to change at all. You should be able to accept them for who they are and love them for who they are and not want them to be somebody else or not want them to be some picture fictional character you created in your head. That's not good. And I've done that in a lot of relationships. I created this like boyfriend in my head and I've been looking for that person. And I've been trying to make every single guy I talk to or date this person that I created in my head. Stop doing that. I need to stop trying to change everyone. You can't. You cannot change people, but you can find people that you deserve. That's what you need to start doing. Find people what you deserve and raise your fucking standards rather than trying to change people because you cannot. You're not Houdini. You can't change people. You can just find better. And that's what we need to start doing. Visualization is such a powerful tool in manifestation. Every single New Year's, I have a whole vision board and it's right in front of my vanity. And every single day when I'm sitting down doing my makeup, I see it and I'm like, this is why I'm working today. This is what I need to achieve. This is what I want. And it's such a powerful tool because it just goes into your subconscious mind and drills it in your head like this is where you see yourself. This is where you need to be. These are the action steps you need to take. This is what you need to do. Instead of dwelling on the past, obsessing on the past, focus on the process and trust that the universe is going to bring your desires to you. What's meant to be is going to happen. What's meant for you will happen for you. You need to just detach from the past, future, other people's opinions, and focus on right now. Treat every single day like it's the best day of your fucking life. Wake up and be like, this is the best day of my life. This is what I want to achieve. Have a positive mindset every fucking day because we don't know when it's going to be our last day. Life is so short. We never know when it's going to be our last. So we need to make the most of each and every day. We need to focus on the now and stop worrying about the past, moping around, playing the victim. Like, we cannot change the past. We can't change the future. What you can do is make the best out of right now. And what you do right now affects your future. So you need to think about it like that. If you're worrying about the future, you're constantly scared of what the future is gonna hold, make sure your today is amazing. Because if you are not putting everything into today, who knows? Tomorrow could be our last day. Would you be okay with today being your final day on this earth? If not, then make sure you switch your mindset and have a better mindset and just be positive and happy and excited to take on today. Because if you are just focused on the present moment, it's going to help you so much to get to where you want to be, because you're not so worried about everything else. When you're just a worrywart, you don't get anywhere. You literally don't get anywhere. Stop focusing on negative thoughts and negative memories that are weighing you down. For example, if you lost a job or you got out of a relationship or something bad happened, stop focusing on that. Don't make that your whole personality for however long. Stop that. That's the past. Everything happens for a reason. That happened for a reason. Forget about it. Put it on the back burner. I know it's hard because a lot of times we care about things, but you need to. You need to put things on the back burner and stop letting negative things weigh you the fuck down, because you're never gonna move on. You're never gonna grow if you're just focusing on what happened last month. Like, stop doing that. And another huge thing is we just need to detach from seeking approval from other people, and we need to focus on self-worth and approval from yourself. Why do you give a fuck if other people are accepting you and approving of you? Like, what? You have you. That's it. You're the only one who fully understands yourself. You can have a best friend. You can be so close with your parents. You can be so close with your siblings. But the only person who truly, truly understands you and knows you the best is you. No one knows you like you. So stop seeking approval and seeking validation from other people. I noticed so many people in high school and college, they are so worried about what they're gonna do, and they focus on their future careers based on what their parents want them to do. I had so many friends who their mom was like a lawyer, for example, and they forced being a lawyer on the child, which was my friend, and they were just not happy. They were like, I don't want to have this career. This is not my passion. I want to do something else, yada, yada, yada. And they were just dealing with that and changing who they were to make their parents happy. And that just breaks my heart. That makes me so sad, because they are never going to feel fulfilled in life if they are doing a career based on what their parents wanted them to do, not truly what they wanted to do. And that's why I am going this route. Like, my mom didn't really force any certain career on me, but she did make me go to college, which, fair. I'm still going to school, so clearly I see some usefulness in that. But she is a teacher, and she wasn't like, you need to be a teacher. No. So I'm very thankful that she was not like that, because I've seen so many of my friends struggle with their parents forcing a certain career on them. They would be like, if I'm paying for your school, then you have to be in the career I want. And maybe that's kind of why my mom didn't pay for my school. I got a partial scholarship. But still, she was never like forcing me to be a certain person. She accepts me for who I am. She just wants me to be educated, make money, and be a good person. That's all she cares about. And I feel like I'm a pretty good person. I'm educated. I'm in school for a PhD, and I'm doing what I love. I love podcasting. I love making content for you guys. I am literally so happy with my job right now. I feel pretty fulfilled. And once I finish my PhD, I want to work in a psychiatric hospital and help even more people. But I love that I can sit here and talk to the camera and help people from all over the world. And once I finish, I can help people locally to me. So it's just, I really want to help people everywhere. That is my passion. That is my goal. I love it. I love talking about these topics. It makes me happy. And I'm just so glad my mom has never once forced a certain job onto me, because I don't know if I could do that. I could not be a teacher at all. Like, I don't have patience like that, but I can do this. But it just makes me so sad, and it breaks my heart that people change their passions just to please their parents. Like, no, no, no. And we've all been there. We've all tried to change ourselves to make a friend happy or to make a boyfriend or girlfriend happy. We've all had relationships where we felt like we needed to personally change ourselves just because the other person wanted us to, or we were trying to align with them, even though we were on completely different levels. We were just doing what they wanted us to do. And we need to stop doing that. We need to stop seeking validation and approval from other people. We need to detach from that mindset. If you are so attached and hyper fixated on what people think about you, you're never going to get to where you want to be. I didn't get to where I am right now by thinking about what people are going to think about me. I posted myself all over the internet, not giving a fuck what people think about me. And people have their opinions. People say whatever the fuck they want, but I didn't get to this exact spot where I am, all the knowledge I have right now, all the experiences I have right now, by caring about what people think. I do not give a single fuck. You just need to master detachment, and you need to master the art of not giving a fuck. Because if you give a fuck and you're so attached on people's opinions and past experiences, there's just no growth in that. There's only growth when you just do not give a fuck and you are your biggest priority and you care about yourself the most. It's all about self-worth and self-love. Because if you truly loved yourself and you truly saw the worth in yourself, you wouldn't care what other people think. You wouldn't put other people's opinions before yours. You wouldn't put other people on such a high pedestal. We're not going to do that. I noticed that, me especially, and I've noticed my friends too, they put their partners on a high pedestal and they forget who they were. Like, my friend said to me the other day, because she was talking about something and she was like, oh, I care about him more than I care about me. And I'm like, no. No, 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 no. We should care about our partners deeply. We should love them, of course. But we should never, never, never put them on a higher pedestal than ourselves. We should never do that. Because at the end of the day, you don't know how long you're going to be with this person, but you know how long you have with yourself, and you have an eternity with yourself. You should never, ever care about anyone before yourself, unless it's your child. That's different. Like your flesh and blood, that's completely different. But I'm just saying, we should not be putting other people on such a high pedestal and caring and validating ourselves from other people. No, we need to validate ourselves from ourselves. We know our worth. We're going to have self-respect. We're going to have self-worth. We're going to be able and okay to be alone. Because if we are so hyper fixated on other people being around us, that means we're not okay on our own. And we need to change that, because we should be fine being alone. You can never be comfortable being with somebody else if you're not okay in your own skin, if you're not okay alone. And that is something I have been learning. I was scared to get into a relationship, which I'm not in a relationship. I'm not saying I got into one, but I feel like I could be ready to like dip my toes and find one. But I needed to learn how to be okay with being with me first, because I was just so attached, and I get easily attached to people. So that's something I had to learn on my own. And if you have a similar problem, that's something you need to do a lot of self-work on, because it does take work. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I said, there's no Krabby Patty formula. You just need to learn how to be okay by yourself. Start off by reading. Therapy is expensive, I know. So start off with reading, watch my podcast, do anything that you feel like you need to do. I personally feel like journaling helped me so much, because I'm reflecting on each and every day, and I'm seeing how I feel every single day, and I'm seeing all my changes from every single day. And I noticed how I slowly detached from things, because all my journal entries were so different. And I think that is a really good step, and a good first step, and a free step in changing your mindset and getting out of this attachment. I want to thank you so much for listening. I really hope this episode helped you understand how to stop giving a fuck about past experiences, other people, whatever the case may be. Stop being so attached to things. We need to master the art of detachment, because if we cannot truly detach from things, we are not growing. If we're so fixated on the past or the future, there's just no growth in there. There is no time like now. Now is where you can figure out your whole entire life. Treat every single day like it is the best day on earth, and stop worrying about anything. Don't be a worrywart. Just focus on the now, because there is no time like now. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys. I really hope this helps you not be so attached to things. Bye.